Hello, welcome. Good morning. How are you? My name is Emer. Good morning, Luca from Bologna. How are you? Are you good? It's nice to see you. Bologna. Is it sunny in Bologna at the moment? How's the weather in Bologna at the moment, Luca? It's really sunny here in Milan. Lovely, beautiful, warm, but it's not hot. Just a nice 20 degrees, nice and warm at the moment, which is Irish summer at the moment. I'm good. It's springtime, yes. So nice. Federico, good morning. I'm Federico from Rome. Beautiful. Great. How's the weather in Rome, Federico? Curious? Is it nice? Nice and just refreshingly warm. I hope so. Anyways, my name is Emer. I'm from Dublin in Ireland, and I work in Maes Montenegro in Milan. So I'm just curious about the weather in the rest of the country. It's lovely in Milan at the moment. Really nice and beautiful with new flowers, trees. The weather's perfect here. Lovely. It's great to have something nice while we're all stuck inside. But we can sit on balconies or go to our garden and enjoy the sun. So it's okay. All right, let's get started. So this focus is achievement. In this focus activity, discussing success, idioms about accomplishments, and phrasal verbs with out. So, Blockbuster. How do people become successful? What does it take? How do you measure success? Who is the most successful person you know? And what makes them successful? So, you can answer the questions in the chat, and I will give my opinion as well, I guess. So number one, how do people become successful and what does it take? So what is important to become successful? What measures success? That's question number two. How do you measure success? Money, power, achievements, like awards. How do you measure success? For example, there are lots of very successful actors who have never received an Oscar or a very big award, but they have like huge careers. So, what do you think? And three, who is the most successful person that you know? Oh, interesting. The most successful person. I don't know. What makes them successful? Who's the most successful person you know? I'm not sure. Okay, let's see. What you said. Luca, to be successful, you must be prepared. You have to study. Yeah. Federico, you have to do your best in your field, and you have to be lucky. Now, I think lucky does does come into it. Yeah, you have to be the best in your field. Yes, definitely. I think people who are like very friendly and outgoing tend to do well in life generally. So people who are like friendly and can make friends very easily, can get on with people very easily, are usually very successful, because we still need to talk to people for most jobs. So it's really helpful. Okay. Number two, how do you measure success? How do you measure success? Maybe you measure it by fame. So for how well known you are in your field, maybe that's a measure of success. Maybe it's just money or power. Although some people have lots of power, but are they successful? I don't know. Donald Trump has lots of power, but is he successful? I don't think so. Number two, Federico, the measure of success is different between every person, we can say. Maybe it depends on what you're trying to reach. Maybe it depends on what you're trying to reach. Yeah, I think that's true. It depends if you are talking about someone's career, or just their whole life in general. Luca, you measure your success by the achievement of the steps of your goal. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So every step you achieve a goal, and that's how you measure your success. So I guess in education, you get you complete high school. Most people complete high school. Then you do your undergraduate degree, and then a master's degree, maybe a PhD. Yeah, and then after that, yeah, some career fields can be hard to measure. And the last question: who is the most successful person that you know, and what makes them successful? So it could be anyone at all, in your family, or maybe a friend, or a famous person. Who do you think is the most successful person? A famous person, maybe, might be interesting. The first person I can think of is Barack Obama. He was very successful because his family were like relatively, I think they were like poor middle class kind of. And then he was the first person in his family to go to university. And then after that, I think he went to graduate school. He became a professor, and then and then a senator, I think, and then president. I mean, you can't get more successful than president of the United States. Federico, maybe my father. He has a private activity, and it was what he wanted when he was young. Oh, lovely. So he achieved his dreams um, of having his own company. I assume he has maybe my father. So maybe my father, and then don't forget to use a subject again. So he has. Luca, the most successful person that I know, It's a friend of mine. So you can just use is. The most successful person that I know is a friend of mine. He is very clever and serious. He is very dedicated to his job, and he rose. Ooh, let me see. He rises every year in his career. Rises, so third person. He rises every year in his career. Oh, lovely. Very interesting. I don't know anyone who's like very successful. All of my friends have just finished college. So, all right, let's see this one. On top of the world, what does the narrator say about the nature of success? In society, what do we tend to think success is? According to the film, what else can we be successful at? And does the narrator believe people can be successful at everything? Okay, and we can't watch the film. Let's just do this. Right. Rags to riches. Jane, in her career, at the moment, she is for an important promotion at work. Jane says it is both for her work ethic and her positive attitude that put her at her workplace. Jane grew up in a poor family, so her success is a true story. Jane admits that it feels great too and have more money and status, but she also believes that her greatest achievement is her courage. Her confidence has grown in over the past several years. Whether she becomes the at work or not, Jane feels she has achieved her own version of success. So our vocab is rags to riches, move up in the world, leaps and bounds, come a long way, ahead of the pack, front runner, and top dog. So, are there any words or phrases that you don't understand? Rags to riches, move up in the world, leaps and bounds. So we have some phrases here to put in the gaps. So I'll give you a minute. And as you have them, you can write them into the chat. If you have any questions, also put it in the chat to let me know. Might make this a little bit bigger, help you. The meaning of leaps and bounds. So leaps and bounds means to achieve much, much more than anyone expected you to achieve. Or, yeah. So, for example, my English has improved leaps and bounds since I started going to MyS. Leaps and bounds. So it just means like a lot more than expected. Yeah, it just means like a lot. Okay, hope that's okay. Luca, rags to riches. Rags to riches means someone, it talks about like a story of someone who went from very poor to very rich. Rags to riches. So rags is what poor people in like the olden days, like 100 years ago, is what poor people would wear, like broken clothes, rags, to riches, riches having lots of money, lots of jewelry, riches. So it just means from poor to rich, someone who worked hard and managed to come along. Okay, let's see. Jane has come a long way in her career. Okay, very good. Let's see what it says. Jane has come a long way in her career. At the moment, she is the front runner for an important promotion. For important promotional work, Jane says it is both for her work ethic and her positive attitude that put her ahead of the pack at her workplace. Very good. Jane grew up in a poor family, so her success is a true rags to riches story. Very good. Jane admits that it feels great to and have more money and status. Jane admits that it feels great to and have more money and status. What do you think? Okay, move up in the world. Very good, yes, perfect. And have more money and status, but she also believes that her greatest achievement is her courage. Her confidence has grown in leaps and bounds over the past several years, whether she becomes the top dog at work or not. Jane feels she has achieved her own version of success. Very good, guys. Well done. There's some great phrases to use now. I like leaps and bounds. That's a great phrase. And top dog. Top dog. That's a very American phrase. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. Measuring success. How is success being measured with the following idioms? In relation to others, in relation to somebody's past, from a starting point in the past to the present moment. So leaps and bounds, rags to riches, front runner, move up in the world, top dog, come a long way, and ahead of the pack. So we must assign one of these to each idiom. So for example, the first, leaps and bounds. Does it mean in relation to others, in relation to somebody's past, from a starting point in the present, in the past to the present moment? Okay, I think number 3. Yes. So leaps and bounds from a starting point in the past to the present. So leaps and bounds means someone has changed from the past to the present. So we put number 3. So in the chat, put what number each idiom should have. All right, 80 minutes. Rags to riches. Number 3, yes. Very good. Perfect. Oh, rags to riches in relation to somebody's past. Yeah, you could also, I think, put it in the third group. I guess rags to riches does talk more about someone's past. It concentrates on the fact that they used to be poor, but now they're rich. But yeah, I mean, you could put it in 3 as well. That's okay. Number 1, ahead of the pack. See, ahead of the pack is the same one as well. Let's see. And 2 others. Yeah, I think so. Oh no. I think you're correct. Front runner, number 1. Yes, very good. Move up in the world. Move up in the world. Yeah, move up in the world is relation to someone's past. So in the past, maybe they were, middle class, but now they're like very rich, so they're with the upper class. A lot of these phrases really refer to class, which, I mean, we don't really use that much anymore, but it does still exist in society. So we still use the phrases. Move up in the world, yeah, means to have like a higher status. So it's early. So it relies on their past to be compared to their future, or to their present, sorry. Let's see, top dog, number 1. Yeah, in relation to others, definitely. Come a long way. Come a long way, number 3. Yeah, number 3, yeah. Okay, and then number 4, we did that one. Number 1, perfect. Well done, guys. Well done. It's kind of a little bit of a strange exercise, I think. Wonderful, you both have it. You're very quick answering back, and I love it. It's great. Okay, so the sky's the limit. Answer the following questions. Have you ever read a book or watched a film about a rags to riches story? Explain the story. Okay. Have you ever read a book or watched a film about a rags to riches story? And explain the story. Ooh. Okay. can think of one. So one rags to riches story I've seen before is called Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. It's very famous from, I think, maybe 1965. It's well, probably earlier than that, maybe the 1950s. It's about a little boy who wins, a little poor boy, like very poor, and he wins a golden ticket to this huge, famous chocolate factory in America. I think it's in America. And the prize at the end of the chocolate factory tour is a big mystery. But in the end, spoiler alert, he wins the prize, and he ends up winning the chocolate factory for his family. So he goes from very poor to very rich in like a day. And there's lots of songs and dancing. And Willy Wonka is a very eclectic. He was later played by Johnny Depp in the remake, so you can imagine a very kind of strange character. But no, that's a great film. Are there any other films I can think of? I can think of another one while I'm waiting for your answers. There are many rags to riches films because it makes a great story. Although all of mine are musicals because I love musicals. Okay, all right, this is a good one. Les Miserables, and there's a film as well with, what's his name, Hugh Jackman, and yeah, so Hugh Jackman's character plays a prisoner in France in just before the revolution in France, and then when he's freed, he gets given these like very expensive candlesticks, and then he sells them to start his own business. And he starts. Then they do like a flash forward, and he wins. He wins. He has a huge factory and lots of workers. And so that's his rags to riches story. He goes from a poor person put in jail because he stole bread to feed his family, to a wealthy man who owns a factory. All right, cool. Luca, I read Buddha of the Suburbs, written by Hanif Qureshi. Okay. It talks about a young Indian boy in London who grew up in a poor family, and he becomes a rich man. Lovely. How does he become a rich man? What does he do? Tell me. How does he become a rich man? Because I think that is the most interesting part to every rags to riches story. Federico, sorry. Maybe The Social Network, the story of Mark Zuckerberg, but he wasn't poor, he was a normal person. Yeah, no, I think that is still a little bit. Yeah, it is still sort of a rags to riches story, because he goes from like a normal middle class person to like super rich, like one of the richest people in the world. Yeah, like he's worth billions. So definitely, yeah, that's a great story. I think he was in Harvard on scholarship, so like he wasn't a wealthy person. Lovely. I'd love to hear, Luca, how he became rich. Let's see number 2. Do you think it is easy for people to move up in the world? What is easy or hard about it? Do you think it's easy for people to move up in the world? What is easy and hard about it? Okay, let me know in the chat. I think it depends what country you're talking about. Some countries still rely on class a lot, and it can be hard for people to move up in the world, even if they're working very, very hard and they're very, very clever. It can still be hard. I don't want to name countries because I'll probably sound bad. But places like America are generally, it's easy for people to move up in the world if they work hard. Like they work very hard, they're clever and educated. Like my grandmother's brother moved to America when he was like 20 maybe. Not very well educated. He just went to high school, and he just worked really, really hard, and now he's very successful. Okay, through his knowledge of Buddhism, he became the guru of many people in London, and he achieved things. Oh wow, interesting. Yeah, because I'd say Buddhism is very popular in London. Oh wow, very interesting, Luca. Thank you for telling me. Federica, I don't think it's Federico. I keep saying Federica, I don't know why. Federico. I don't think it is easy. I don't think it's easy in general, but yes, like you said, it depends on the place. Yeah, it really does. On the place you go and where you come from. If you are fast to accustomed to a place. If you are quickly accustomed to a place. Yeah, I know in London, it can be very hard to move up in the world because it depends on who you know. Like for fields like journalism, law, kind of big business like investment banking and things like that. It depends on who you know, which means that like middle class people who don't have connections with people in like the elite worlds of business in London, they can't get internships and they can't get jobs. So, and also internships can make it hard for people to move up in the world because lots of normal people, their families can't afford to support them while they are doing an unpaid internship. So, yeah, it's hard. But generally, I think if you're clever, there are lots of ways for you to move up in the world. But most people aren't like very, 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 very intelligent. So it can be hard. Luca, what do you think? Sure, we'll see you in a minute. And the last one, what do you think about the top dog in a workplace? What type of person is he or she? What type of person are they? When you think of the top dog in a workplace, what type of person are they? So when I think of top dog, I think the phrase top dog really reminds me of America, but more specifically, oh, what's it called? Jesus, so early. Wall Street. Have you seen the film The Wolf on Wall Street? Leonardo DiCaprio's character in that film. He really reminds me of Top Dog. I can picture a very sleazy businessman who does whatever he can to achieve his goals and be rich. But that's not everyone. Federico, number 3. I think a top dog is a very workaholic type of person. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, a workaholic. That's a great phrase. I love that, workaholic. Yeah. Excuse me. No, 100%. Workaholic. Yeah. Maybe arrogant, but no, not specifically. Luca, I don't know why, but in my company, Becca men, top dog, the most arrogant people. Yeah, that's maybe because they're men. I don't know. What does that mean, Becca men? Yeah, I agree with you, Luca. The most arrogant people. Yeah, I think so. Top dog. Generally, they're very demanding and bossy. I don't think you would really give someone who is successful but still kind and like caring. I don't think you would really call them top dog. Well, we can. Don't know why, but in my company, top dogs became the most arrogant people. Okay, I think you would just switch the word order. Top dogs became the most arrogant people. Yeah, perfect. Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. I agree. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's see. Okay, so outstanding. Phrasal verbs using out. Outperform, to perform better than someone else. So in English, lots of phrases begin with the word out. So at the start, we have outstanding. So what does outstanding mean? Do you know? Luca, my boss is very bossy. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Very good. My boss is very bossy. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So what do you think outstanding means? So Dan sold more cars this month than his colleagues. He really outperformed his workmates. Outperformed, to perform better than anyone else. So outstanding means excellent, amazing, outstanding. Outstanding comes from the kind of the phrase to stand out. Outstanding. Oh, all together. Stand out. So that's where outstanding comes from. It comes from the phrase to stand out, which means to be better than everyone else. You can see clearly that Giorgio is much cleverer and he stands out from everyone else. So outstanding just means excellent, like better than required, better than expected. But it's a fairly common word, so I'm sure you already know. Try these. Outrun, outsmart, outshine, outdo yourself, and stand out. He said stand out. Okay, so tell me, what do you think these mean? So outrun, what does outrun mean? Sorry. Outrun. And can you use them in a sentence to show how you can use them? Federico, outrun, you run faster than the others. You have a big advantage during a race. Yeah, good. Outrun. Perfect. Great definition. Okay. And can you use outrun in a sentence? And then, yeah, use the same for outsmart, outshine, outdo yourself, and stand out. So, yeah. You can use them in a sentence, I think, is the best. For you to practice your English. Federico, he outran all the participants and now is going to win the game. Great sentence. Yes, very good. Okay, very good. Luca, you can try outsmart. And Federico, outshine. Try and split it up. I know outshine, eclipse someone else. Oh yeah, very good. Perfect. Outshine to eclipse someone else. Yes, that's it exactly. Perfect, Luca. Well done. He was outshone by the new arrivals in the company. Great. Yes, perfect. Perfect. Federico, I know the meaning, but I don't know how to use outsmart. Can I use it as a verb? Yes. Yes, you can use it as a verb. So, for example, in like old films, with the hero and the villain, the hero outsmarts the villain. He's cleverer than the villain, and he finds a sneaky way maybe to to beat the villain. You know, or or um, many 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 rich people outsmart the tax system um, by keeping their money in accounts abroad. I like that. So they don't have to pay taxes. Luca, outsmart, most clever. Outsmart, it kind of means to find like a cleverer way, like a more clever way to do something. Okay. Can you use outdo yourself and stand out in a sentence? So to outdo yourself is to kind of beat yourself, to be cleverer than you were before, to be better than you were before. Federico, he outsmarted his rival using a new tactic, and he won the game like this. Yeah, that's it, exactly. That is perfect. He outsmarted his rival by using a new tactic. That is it, exactly. Well done. Perfect, Federico. Perfect. So we can use outdo yourself. Outdo yourself just means to do better than yourself, to keep improving. So I did the maximum amount of push-ups I used to be able to do was 10, but now I can do 50. I've really outdone myself. Federico, she really outdid herself by passing all the exams the first time. Yeah, that is perfect. Perfect. Very good. Okay, and can you stand out in a sentence? So we've already said what the meaning is, so hopefully you can put it in a sentence. Okay. Hopefully, I'll see your last sentences there. But we'll finish up. It's nearly time. So thank you guys, Federico and Luca. Thanks so much for helping in the chat. I really like it. Federico, she stands out from all the others for her beauty. Beautiful. And Luca, stand out from the crowd. That's perfect. Well done, guys. Thank you. And have a good day and a nice weekend. Okay. Bye.